What up, everybody in the YTBC? Hope everybody's doing well. Just want to do this live, talking about debates, something that has been going on in the YTBC pretty much from the inception of the YTBC. I think debates are healthy for the community. It allows a certain level of camaraderie, which we're going to define exactly what that is in a little bit as far as camaraderie. But the thing about debates in the YTBC, as healthy as they can be and as entertaining as they could be, a lot of times they end up being toxic. And that's just because some people, by some, I think it's more than not, don't know how to take an L, and yeah, it's always been an issue in the community. Um, I've had to deal with it. Apparently, Zone 6 had to deal with it. And I'm sure any of you who may have partaken in any kind of debates on StreamYard or even in a in a live chat probably have had to deal with this. How's it going, Zachary Allen? How's it going, CMD Boxing Reports? Hope y'all are doing well. Just take a look. Yeah. So, yeah, but I was watching Zone 6. He was talking about his debate that he had with Knockout Boxing 86. And he ended up having a impromptu debate with BFTB, which I wish I could watch that debate. I really wish I could. But there's an issue. The debate was taken down. The owner of the channel, in which this impromptu debate happened, which was Dub Ringside, apparently has either put the live on private or has deleted the live altogether because his boy was getting cooked. From what I understand, allegedly, I have to say allegedly because I can't verify that for myself because I didn't watch it live. I found out that it existed today and no longer exists as of right now. Um, so to me, that's like a scummy thing to do. Like the whole point in having a debate is, you know, really, or I shouldn't say that's the whole point of the debate. Let me reword that. The whole point of having a debate on StreamYard and having it live is so that people could see it. And that just shows me like the lengths that some people are going to go, willing to take to push a narrative. How's it going, Jeremy Duncan? How's it going, Bruce Gass? How's it going, Black Horseman? And to me, like if you gotta remove a live because your boy got embarrassed in a debate, that that really speaks volumes. Like you can't at that point you can't tell me that you're not trying to push a narrative because you absolutely are. Hey, how's it going? Actual facts. So yeah, and this reminds me of a debate that I took part in. Now, granted, the situation was different because the debate wasn't removed. I debated JFL after he had been calling me out for like a year and a half or something like that. And the thing is, I told him, I will debate you, but we're going to agree on a certain set of rules. And whatever the outcome is, you have to accept it. So we did the debate on El Jefe's channel. I'm sure a lot of y'all remember El Jefe. So we did it on his channel. The agreement was that the chat was going to judge, and anybody who wanted to jump on the what you call it, the on the panel, they could come on the panel and cast their vote. Now I should have known that there was going to be some bullshit to begin with, but I went ahead and went on with the debate. And when the debate was said and done, the chat and everybody who jumped on the panel, I should say everybody, but a majority, I would say like 3-1, For everyone that had it for JFL, there was at least 3 that had it for me. You know, I had 1. Now we all know how JFL is. This man can't accept Danny Garcia losing a fight, much less himself losing a debate. So he bitched, he moaned, he talked about how certain people's votes didn't count, mainly anybody who voted for me, you know, voted in favor for me winning the debate. And the next day, El Jefe asked me to jump on the panel and declare JFL the winner. And I was like, oh hell nah. we already established the rules of the debate. And the people had spoken. So I know how this whole thing goes. Like you'll win a debate and these people don't know how to take an L. I'd come up and bait, but I'm about to make the papers. Yeah, I'm not trying to debate nobody right now. I'm just talking about how debates go down here in the YTBC. And in Zone Six's case, this man gave every concession that he possibly could. And I think the way that he wanted to do the debate was perfect. He wanted to do it on a neutral channel. He wanted to have 7 judges. And this knockout boxing 90s or 86, he didn't want any of that. Because Zone 6 said he wanted to do it on blood boxing. So then he tells Zone 6 he didn't feel that that was neutral enough, that it would be in Zone 6's favor. But he wanted to do it on his own channel. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is somebody else's channel going to be more neutral than doing it on the channel of which, and one of the people who were involved in the debate owns that channel? Which one is closer to being neutral? I think we all know the answer to that. So what that tells me is this guy from the very beginning was not okay with Zone 6 having a slight advantage, if that, but he was completely cool with having full home court advantage. To me, that really speaks volumes. One, that tells me that he don't believe in his own ability. And 2, he's not looking for a fair debate. He wanted it to be his audience, and from what I understand, anybody who was making points in the chat that were opposing to the side that he was, the stance he was taking, their comments were getting deleted by the moderators. That is some real hoe shit. I'm going to just call it what it is. That's hoe shit. That's why I like debating over there on UGC Flames channel. The lives don't get removed regardless of what happens afterwards. And we ain't over there deleting comments or the chat just because it's inconvenient to us. Everybody's chat stays in there just as long as they ain't being racist or anything like that. True debates are to argue, not to win. Yeah, that's true. But in the boxing community here on YouTube, there's a lot of debates that go on, and most people don't debate to argue. They debate to win. So, and that's exactly why this debate is no longer available to watch. Because apparently, Zone 6 was given BFTB that work. And because it was happening on a channel that favored BFTB, the owner of that channel either deleted the live or put it on private so nobody else could watch it. You couldn't watch it after the fact. And that's some hoe shit. That really is. If you're this big bad debater, you don't need to be doing that shit. But that just shows me that they're weak. And I already knew this dude was weak. This is somebody I'm surprised that the debate happened in the first place, if I'm being honest. Because this is a guy that typically only debates people on his own channel, because that gives him the ability to put you backstage, talk shit about you, bring you back on, and then as soon as you start making your points, he's gonna put you backstage again or mute you or whatever. So it really surprised me that this dude actually did the debate on somebody else's channel. I guess he thought that Zone 6 was gonna be a sucker, and found out that that just wasn't the case. When somebody, here's the thing: it don't matter how many subscribers you got. It don't matter how many super chats you get. When somebody is spitting that fire, even if they might have 3 subscribers, they start they start spitting that fire. It burns regardless of how many subs, how much super chats you've made, or any of that shit. That's just a fact. Fire burns all. Put a rich man and a poor man in a furnace. I guarantee you they both get burned. And that's the thing. You get somebody who, you put them in the debate arena and they're spitting fire, while the other person don't even know that 154 and 168 didn't exist back in the day of Sugar Ray Robinson. You're going to get exposed. What did you think was going to happen? You were shocked? It's just some crazy stuff. I don't got no respect for none of that shit. Like, you step into the debate arena, you need to be willing to accept that you might lose. Don't come back and try to make excuses or anything like that, especially when your opponent gave all the concessions. It didn't happen. It didn't happen on the neutral channel. And instead of there being 7 judges like he had wanted to do, they only had 3. Hey, how's it going, boxing learner? And I know why they wanted the 3. They wanted the 3 because that leaves a lot more room to say, for excuses. But when you have more people, the more people have the same consensus, the harder it is. The harder it is to make excuses that make any kind of sense. So he was just trying to give himself some leeway. But here's the thing, though. As far as I'm concerned, hey, you got your way. You still lost. Hey, there ain't no leeway there at all. It was your, it was your terms, and you still lost. And that's the thing. When all is said and done, the subscriber count, the super chats, none of that shit don't count for shit when you're talking about a debate, especially if winning is your goal. Which, like I said, I agree with Jeremy Duncan. The debates are really for argument, not really for who wins and who loses. But that's not why most of these debates happen in the YTVC. I remember very early in my YTVC tenure, I was a judge in a debate between Shady Slim and Dilltown, or J Dill. And at the time, I was real cool with Shady Slim. And when it came to Dilltown, I was neutral. Like, I didn't like or dislike him at the time. And Shady, me being Shady Slim's boy, I think there was maybe some questions as to how biased or unbiased I would be. And when everything was said and done, I had to give the debate to Dilltown. It didn't matter how much I liked Shady Slim. It didn't matter how cool me and Shady Slim were. The fact of the matter is, he lost that debate. I wasn't the sole the sole judge for that either. I think there was three of us, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. I've been on here since 2015. So um, in July it'll be 8 years that I've been on in the YTBC. Um, so like close to 8 years ago, because it wasn't at the very beginning, but close to 8 years ago, I judged in that debate, and yeah, and after the debate was over with, Shady Slim was making excuses and saying that he still won and all this. And the good news is he eventually said, "You know what? I lost. I need to stop being a sore loser. I lost." And then since then, me and Dilltown have had a little bit of a rocky past. There were some things that happened, some things that were said, but at this point, me and Dilltown were real cool. I haven't seen him in a while, but I think he's a good guy. We just have had some things that some some strife between us two in the past, but it's all water under the bridge at this point. That that's some 304 shit belonging to the streets. Yeah, yeah, it's just crazy. Now, shout out to Haplo Type Zero. He in the chat he was telling me that he thinks I would be a good moderator. He says that I got the right demeanor, and I mean I'd be willing to give it a shot. If two people want to debate, you know, um, I might have to show some tough love because a lot of people in this community don't like to really debate. They like to talk over. And that's something that really irks me. It really does. Um, Anybody who's heard me debate will tell you, for the most part, I will sit there and keep my mouth shut while you're talking. But once you're done and I have the floor, I expect you to shut your damn mouth and let me get my points. If I can't get my points across, that's some hoe shit. See, because I'm not afraid of whatever work is coming my way. But the fact that you won't let me speak because you're going to decide you're going to speak over me, that tells me that you are afraid of the work that's coming your way. And I take that to the level of if I'm moderating and I notice that somebody is doing that to someone else, I'm going to say something. Round one, fight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say something. I'm not just going to, that's the whole, like, what kind of moderator are you if you're just going to let whatever happen at that, as far as that's concerned, you're useless to the whole thing. You're just a third guy in there not doing nothing. So that defeats the whole purpose of having a moderator to begin with. But yeah, I think that's some real scummy shit. Like, you do this impromptu debate and then you're gonna have your boy put it on private or whatever the case may be, just because it didn't go your way. Like, that's really scummy. Best part of it is when they're losing, and when the when the start name calling you for no reason. Yeah, it's just some, like, I never seen so many grown men in a community who just they get so wrapped up in their emotions, and that's the thing about BFTB. He runs purely off emotions. You know, I did have a run-in with him some years ago, and then I told him he was getting emotional, because he was getting real emotional. Now, we weren't debating. I wasn't even on the panel. I was in the chat. But he didn't like the points I was making in the chat. So what does he do? He starts insulting me. So then when I call him out for being emotional, him and his boy are talking about, oh no, I'm passionate. No, you're emotional. See, passionate is if you're making your points and you getting loud. That I wouldn't have a problem with. But when you're not making points, all you're doing is insulting me and getting loud, then you're being fucking emotional. There is a there is a difference. You're either making points or you're insulting me. One is emotional, one is passionate. But yeah, I don't got no respect for that bullshit. And as far as I'm concerned, Zone Six, you don't need to debate that dude. You don't need him. I mean, if he accepts it, cool, I'll watch it. But I wouldn't pursue that too long because I'm telling you, all he's gonna do is he's gonna expect you to go over to his page so that he has the ability to mute you. He has the ability to put you backstage because that's all he does. He doesn't debate. Half the time, he's not making points. He's just calling you weird or insulting you. Calling you every name but a child of God. Passion is an emotion. Yeah, it is an emotion, but the emotion he wasn't that he was displaying that day wasn't passion. He was displaying insecurity, which is another emotion. Because I didn't have to start telling him to eat a dick or any of that. That's what he told me, eat a dick. All right. But where are your counterpoints to what I was saying in regards to boxing? We wasn't talking about homosexuality. If you want to debate homosexuality, then you need to debate somebody else because that's not a topic that I'm interested in. Just keeping it real. But yeah, and that was like a crazy day for me because I was cool with the channel he was on, and they showed me their real colors, and it's like, all right, whatever, unsubscribe. And the funny thing is, sometime after that, then that whole community turned on them. Well, you made your bed, now you got to sleep in it. I'm not coming to support you because when I did come to support you, you took my wrench away, and you talked a whole gang of shit about me, and all right, cool. It is what it is. I really don't give a fuck. So yeah, when it comes to these debates, one, we need to we really need to make an example out of these fools who don't really respect the debate, because that's just disrespect right there. It's not just disrespect to Zone Six, but it's just disrespect to debates to begin with. If you're gonna keep a tally, but then you're just gonna erase it because it didn't go your way, then there ain't no point in keeping a tally to begin with. That's no different than a judge showing up to a boxing match with his scorecard already filled out. You know who did that shit? The Nazis. They did that when when Joe Louis was beating the shit out of Max Smelling. Is that really what you want to model yourself after? Are the Nazis? I'm just keeping it real. That's what they did. They cut the radio feed in the middle of the fight because they thought Schmeling was going to beat the shit out of Joe Louis because he beat the shit out of him in the first fight. But in that second fight, they they pretty much did what Dub Ringside did last night, which is they erased the whole bout. But see, that's why it's important that when shit like that happens, that you speak out about it. Zone Six, he got a whole live over an hour and a half. And he was very thorough telling the genesis of the debate and everything from the genesis to the aftermath. He covered it all. And if he didn't, then a lot of people wouldn't even know that the debate even happened because the whole live is gone. It's not gone due to copyright. It's not gone due to violating the community standards. It was deleted or put on private by the owner of the channel in an attempt to cover up the results, to cover up what happened in that debate. So yeah, that's what I got to say about debates. I mean, I'm willing to give the whole moderator thing a shot. Um, and the thing is, people need to realize debates, both sides. If both sides are not being represented, then as far as I'm concerned, it's not a debate. What BFTB does on his channel are not debates. Those are completely one-sided roast sessions, not because he's such a great roaster, but because anytime you start speaking, he mutes you. So yeah, of course you're going to lose. You're not allowing, one side is not being allowed to be heard. So yeah, I don't respect BFTV at all, to be honest, but I definitely don't respect him as a debate platform because that's not debating. All right, the shit that we've done over there on the UGC Flame channel, that's debating. We have impromptu debates all the time. And I guarantee you that none of us have ever hit Black Horseman up asking him to put, to delete a live or to put it on private because we got our ass handed to us. We never do that shit. And I could tell you that because we have a not a hangout. What's that called again? I forget the name of it. Google Meet or whatever they want to call this shit. We have one of those open, and we talk a lot in there. But one thing that we don't do is ask for lives to be removed. Hey, how's it going, Jedi? His counter was, "You should eat a dick." See proof. He was losing that debate. Absolutely. And that's sad because I wasn't even on the panel. I was in the chat. But just because I didn't lay down, I never stopped making my points. Well, I guess technically I did because I started pointing out how he was being emotional. But I will Thanos snap him. It's funny that you say that, Jedi. You seen it? I got a Thanos watch, a Thanos Invicta watch. Right now, Invicta has at least the store, my local store, they got a sale going on. So I went over there. It was buy two get four free. So I went and I bought two and I got four. And then I went back a couple days later and bought another watch because you could either do buy two get four free or buy one get one free. So I went back and bought another one and got another one free. But I got Iron Man, I got Thanos, and I got Black Panther. And then I bought my mama watch for Mother's Day. And I got some other people watches because it's like, I'm getting a bunch of free ones. And Invicta, they make some nice watches. Yeah, the Thanos one, oh man. The Thanos one is probably my favorite because it has like a gold gauntlet with all the stones, and then around the face of the watch, it has all the stones. Yeah, it is a beautiful watch. If y'all want to know what I'm talking about, just Google Invicta Thanos watch. They make a couple different ones, but the one that I got doesn't have his face or none. It's just the gauntlet. Um, with the stones, and then it has the stones running around the whole face of the watch. So, and Jedi, if you want, I'll show you the Black Panther one I got, because that's the one I got a couple when I went back a couple days later. I was like, you know what? I don't know when the sale ends, and I don't know when they'll have another one like it. So I went and I got that Black Panther one, and then another watch which was just a regular watch. Because Invicta, they make some really nice watches in my opinion. Not just because they also do Star Wars and they do like all these different ones. Um, you know, but they also do like regular watches. How's it going, Popcorn Boxing? Hope you're doing well. But Jedi, if you haven't seen it, watch that live that Zone Six did talking about um, that debate that he had with BFTV that is now missing. It's been erased from history because it didn't go BFTB's way, which I think is just that's ridiculous. It's sad that you know if if you lost, you lost. Oh, the colors are dope as fuck, magenta, purple, and shit. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to see if they make like a Guardians one, but they don't. And I did see the new Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, in my opinion, Guardians 2 was the best one. Which, from what I seen, a lot of people feel the first one was the best one. I definitely don't think this one was the best one. This one definitely has some problems, but I think overall I enjoyed it. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Zone Six was able to get him on a debate, impromptu debate, on somebody else's channel. Unfortunately, the person whose channel it happened on is BFTB's boy. So after the live was over, he either deleted or made the live private. It's not there. So you can't go and watch it for yourself or, watch the debate for yourself. As I stated and will repeat, if you drop a name calling and cut the debate short, you lose. Yeah, exactly. And just the fact that they erased it, that speaks volumes as to what happened. Like I've known Zone 6 from close to the beginning of my YTBC tenure. Like the ones I know from like the very beginning is Jay Cotto, Zone 6, Boxing Librarian. Um, Dilltown was pretty early, not from the very beginning, but pretty early for me. Shady Slim, aka the Amir Khan man fan. I love Shady Slim, but man, he is a fanboy for Amir Khan. I'm so glad Amir Khan is retired now because I like that was one thing that always Shady Slim's a good guy, he really is, but man, I can't see why he is so infatuated with Amir Khan. The only man to defeat Zone and get this smoke was me. Zone is no joke. You heard from Dilltown at all? Um, I've never had like Dilltown's personal information. Um, I think Jedi does. Jedi was oh, okay, yeah, I see Jedi just answered. Yeah. Yeah, Jedi, because Jedi, when he was doing late night boxing talk, which I think he said he's gonna bring it back, but there was he did it for the longest on his own. Then one day he decided that he was gonna have a co-host. Now, the first co-host, it didn't pan out too well. And the reason why it didn't pan out too well is because his co-host died. And I can laugh saying that because he actually didn't die, but he he faked his death on YouTube. Like, and then out of nowhere, like I want to say maybe 4 or 5 months ago, this guy shows up out of nowhere saying that he was in a coma, you know. So yeah, so it didn't work out. It didn't pan out too well. From he was in a 90-year coma. It didn't pan out too well with the first co-host. But then later on down the line, Jedi got a new co-host, and that was Dilltown or Jay Dill. And Jay Dill, he seems to be in a really good place, and whatever he's doing, I hope he's doing well. May God bless him. He like I said, there was me and him ran into a bump in the road with each other. All right. I think he took something that I said the wrong way, and that caused him to react in a way that was, and in the end, wasn't really favorable to himself. He apologized to me, and as far as I'm concerned, Dilltown's my friend. I can respect somebody who is man enough to, say that they were wrong and, let bygones be bygones. Peace to the YTVC student. Yeah, my original name. Would you ever consider renaming yourself? Yeah, they did popcorn boxing. They faked their own death, and then they came back like a year and a half later, and it was crazy. Like I know Jedi doesn't care anymore, and I don't blame him. But at the time, like I think it really messed with Jedi's head because it's like, whoa, this guy just became my co-host, and now he's gone. And a bunch of us did like farewell streams and stuff, and we really thought he was gone, and then out of nowhere, he comes back, and he was on BDA's channel, and he was like nothing happened, but he was very careful not to revisit any of the channels that he was involved with before he faked his death. He didn't show up in the Jedi's chat. He didn't show up in any of my chats. But yeah, popcorn boxing. I don't know if you know this, but my original name here was YTVC student. So that's why the Jedi, he put peace to the YTVC student. Yeah. Yeah, I changed it because too many people were using that as an opportunity to take shots at me. Popcorn, I just cursed that fraud out the other day. Yeah, Jedi. The last live that I saw Jedi talk about him was Quantum Who. I think was the title of the live. Because I guess Quantum Rob, who is the person who faked their death, uh, I guess he made some comments about the Jedi, and that's when Jedi let it be known. Like at this point, he just doesn't care. He doesn't care about Quantum Rob, and you know what? I could respect that because, like, you let everybody think that you died. You know, they showed up on a live, claiming that they were his brother and saying that he passed away. Now, mind you, now here's the thing: we all believed it because a couple reasons. One, at that time, Quantum Rob was showing up on lives left and right. Like it was very, if you were in the YTBC, it was very hard not to see this guy, especially being, his eccentric personality. He has a very memorable personality. I can give him that, you know, and but yeah, he was jumping on people's lives all the time, all the time. Hold on, but yeah, I'm back. But yeah, all he was on lives all the time. So when we saw that on D Jefferson's live, we didn't see him anymore for over a year. We didn't see him. So yeah, of course we believed it. Like somebody who's just showing up on lives consistently, and then all of a sudden you don't see them anymore. You're thinking that this person's either hospitalized or dead. So we believed it. But then out of nowhere, I think it was Carlos Mendoza told me, he's like, "Did you know that Quantum Rob is back?" I was like, "What?" And he posted a link to a live. I went and checked it out, and sure enough, he was there, live and in the flesh. Yeah, he did do that too. I'm so glad I wasn't there for that live. I heard about it. There was a lot of people talking about it, but yeah, and yeah, it's just there's been some weird stuff happening in the YTVC. Oh, you know my old name. All right. Damn, popcorn boxing. What was your name back in the day? Because I don't. My earliest memory of you is like maybe 6 months ago. No, more than that. No, because I think my girlfriend was still alive when I first saw you. So it's been over a year. Oh, I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. I didn't. To be honest, Jedi, I didn't even read that as J Money. I read it as H. So subconsciously, my brain converted it. But yeah, it's just I tell you what, never a dull moment in the YTVC. There's been plenty of weird people and weird stuff that happened in this community. You know, the the whole Quantum Rob saga it definitely fits in there. We've seen our fair share of meltdowns. We've seen our fair share of people pulling guns on people. um, yeah, and we bunch of sick. yeah, we've seen a lot of sick stuff in this community. Um, I mean, we've seen some good stuff too. Like I'm still very proud of this community for raising the money for Gonzalo's son, Mateo. That was a beautiful thing. And I'm proud that I was able to take part in that. Um, hey, how's it going, Rasclot? Rasclot 222. The man's in the building. Excalibur. Yeah. I was just talking about the debate arena and how screwed up it is in the YTBC. That's what I was talking about. Like, I'm pretty sure you know Zone 6. Y'all been around probably about the same time. Um, and yeah, he had a debate with BFTB, an impromptu debate, and now you can't go watch it because it didn't go BFTB's way. Oh yeah, yeah, it was Town Business that pulled the gun out on Sean Newton, you know, and yeah, I don't got no problem with Sean Newton. I just think that it's better when he just sticks to boxing. That's the thing. Like, if I see that you're doing way too many videos about other people, like, I know right now I'm talking about other people, but in the community, that is. But typically, I try to stick to just talking about boxers and boxing, you know. But there's certain channels that all they want to do is go back and forth between each other, and that shit gets old real quick. Who was the guy from California that Tom Biz was calling a snitch? Who was it? There's a couple. Oh, it was what was his name? Something got Travis Gotti. Travis Gotti was the one that he was calling a snitch. That Travis Gotti is just a YTBC pimp as far as I'm concerned. Like, all he does is he finds out who he could talk shit about, what boxer he could talk shit about that's gonna get him the most views. That's it. You know, and yeah, yeah, he's the one that he was calling a snitch. I don't know that he's really a snitch, but I know that it's like I said, he pretty much just pimps out, or I don't know if he's even still in the YTVC, but when back in the day, he was just working off of people's emotions, you know, because he started out by talking shit about Keith Thurman, and he was a big Amir Khan dick rider. And then out of nowhere, he wasn't really talking about Keith Thurman at all, but was talking shit about Amir Khan. So whatever, it was just whatever was gonna big mouth Travis Gotti the liar, yeah, whatever was gonna get him the views. That's what he was going. That's what he was going with, you know. And I remember Shady Slim used to be a huge supporter of him back in the day until he, you know, switched up on Amir Khan. Yeah, Hawker Mustang still comments. I see him all the time, actually. Popcorn boxing. Be honest. Are you Terrence? What was that guy's name? Terrence. I can't remember his last name. I haven't seen that dude in years. Are you Terrence? It was Ticket TV who was threatening Travis Guy. Oh, yeah. I don't. The new YTVC is basically OnlyFans. They're selling dick pics to each. Oh man, yeah. Oh, that's another thing that I can't fuck with. OnlyFans, like, to me, that's just there's just something not right about that. I could never be a dude going on OnlyFans paying all these women money just so I can see pictures and videos. To me, that's like just simping on a whole nother level. Yeah, it was on what's that guy's name? I said it earlier. Dub Ringside. If you go to Dub Ringside's channel, that's where the debate happened. But like I said, you can't watch it anyways because it's either been deleted or it's on private. And like I said, if you want the whole rundown, just go to Zone Six's channel. He did a live this morning. It's like an hour and a half, and he goes from beginning to aftermath of the whole thing, of what happened. And the thing that really, I mean, we could just roast the shit out of BFTV if we wanted to. He wanted to talk about Sugar Ray Robinson at 154 and 168 pounds. Like, how the fuck are you a boxing fan? You don't know that those weight divisions didn't exist back then. Like how fucking stupid can you be? If you can't get it, do you pay for it? Nah, I don't never pay for sex. I mean, I guess in a way, men always pay for sex in the sense that you take a girl out on a date, you try to impress her, you buy her gifts. Um, so I guess in that respect, I have, but it's never been I'm gonna buy you this gift and you're gonna give me some pussy. You know what I'm saying? It's always been where I built the relationship as a token of my appreciation and how I feel for this girl that I'm with at the time. I would get her gifts, and those gifts can range anywhere from chocolate to jewelry. But it's never, I'll give you a necklace this time. You suck my dick. I'll give you earrings next time. You know, we're gonna fuck. The next time I'll get you. No, it's not transactional like that. They were fighting at 152, and it was still um, counted as a 147 bout, and fights at 164 were still considered middleweight. Yeah, yeah, it didn't exist. Hell no, I never slipped no pill. Nah, I'm not. I'm not into that. That yeah, that that's a felony right there. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, but I can't like that. To me, that was some big exposure right there. If that really happened, because like I said, I had to say alleged just because the live's not there no more. But that's the thing. A lot of these guys don't even know shit about boxing, and the reason why they get away with it is because they jump on here and they talk about the same boxers every live stream. And the reason why they do that is one, they're gonna get super chats. Yeah, I know popcorn. Hey, how's it going, Electro Jet? I think I'm about to end this. I was just talking about Zone Six and his debate and with BFTV, and yeah, it's a shame that people can't even debate the way that it's intended. You're gonna lose and then erase the results because it didn't happen the way that you thought it would. But yeah, I'm gonna get going. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.